My name is Dr. Elias Thorne. I was lead glaciologist on the 2025 Ellesmere Drift expedition. 4 of us, embedded on a floating ice station, 400 kilometers north of Canada. The goal was simple: core samples from the oldest seabed ice, map prehistoric climate shifts, funded by a consortium nobody asked questions about. We were told the data would rewrite textbooks. We didn't know it would rewrite us. The station was modular: habitat on skis, bunks, lab, drill rig, generator, humming like a heartbeat. Outside, perpetual twilight in winter. No sun for weeks, just the aurora flickering green overhead, like something watching. Day 47. We hit anomaly depth, 200 meters below the ice shelf. The drill bit screamed, metal on something harder than rock. We pulled up fragments first, black silicate shards, etched with patterns that looked almost intentional. Not fossils, not tools, symbols, repeating spirals that hurt to stare at too long. Dr. Mara Voss, our microbiologist, laughed it off. Ancient microbial art. We've seen weirder in Lake Vostok cores, but her hands shook when she bagged them. That night, the ice groaned, not the usual calving crack, deeper, like something massive shifting under us. The station tilted 3 degrees. We blamed thermal expansion. We were wrong. Day 49, final core extraction. The drill string came up coated in viscous black fluid, thick, oil-like, but it moved on its own, tendrils curling against gravity. We sealed the core in the lab freezer. Temperature dropped inside the habitat anyway. Frost spiderwebbed the windows from the inside. Mara ran prelim tests. The fluid wasn't water-based. No DNA we recognized. But under UV it fluoresced, pulsing rhythms like a heartbeat. And the smell, copper and ozone, and something rotten sweet, like flowers blooming in a corpse. We argued, pull the plug, radio for evac. Base camp said weather was closing in, no choppers for 72 hours. Monitor and log, they said. This could be Nobel material. That night, I couldn't sleep. The aurora was wrong, too red, bleeding into the sky like blood in water. I went to the observation deck. Through the porthole, the ice looked bruised, dark veins spreading under the surface, kilometers long, not cracks, veins. Then the first tremor, not earthquake. Something breathing, slow, deliberate. The ice flexed upward in a dome 200 meters out, cracked open. Steam rose, black, coiling. We suited up, flashlights cutting white beams through blowing snow. The opening was a jagged maw, edges curling like lips. Inside, a shaft dropping straight down. Walls slick with that same black fluid. Ladder rungs frozen into place. Someone else's expedition? No records of anyone drilling here. Mara insisted we sample. This is it, the breakthrough. She rappelled first. I followed. Dr. Chen stayed topside on comms. Our biologist, Reyes, refused, said his gut screamed no. Down 50 meters, the temperature inverted. Warm, humid. The walls pulsed faintly, veins of light under the ice. Organic. We hit bottom, a cavern the size of a cathedral. Floor was liquid, black water steaming, and in the center, it was frozen mid-thaw. A shape, colossal, hundreds of meters long, coiled like a serpent but segmented, armored in chitin that gleamed wetly. Limbs, too many, folded against a body that defied geometry. Head like a lamprey crossed with an eclipse, circular maw ringed with eyes that weren't eyes. They were voids, pulling light in. It wasn't dead, just paused, suspended in the ice for eons. The fluid we'd pulled up, it's blood. Our drill had nicked an artery. Mara whispered, "It's waking." The ice around it groaned, cracks spiderwebbed outward. One massive limb twitched, slow, exploratory. The water rippled. Something rose from the depths. Smaller things. Offspring? Symbiotes? Pale. Eel-like. Eyeless. Mouths full of hooks. We ran. But the shaft was collapsing behind us. Ice calving inward. Reyes hauled us up just as the first tendril breached the surface topside. Thick as a tree trunk. Tipped with barbs. It lashed blindly. Searching. Chen was screaming over comms. "It's under the station. The floor. It's buckling." We burst onto the ice. The habitat listed hard. Generator exploded in sparks. Black fluid poured from fissures, spreading like ink. The aurora overhead twisted into shapes, spirals matching the shards. The beast didn't surface fully. It didn't need to. It sent feelers. Thin black threads snaking across the ice, probing. One found Reyes, wrapped his leg. He screamed as it pulled, slow, deliberate, not eating, absorbing. His suit tore, skin blackened, veins stood out dark. He stopped fighting, turned, looked at us with eyes gone void black. Mara shot him 3 times. He kept coming until the 4th. We fled to the emergency Zodiac, tiny rubber boat on the ice edge, launched into open water leads, engine sputtering in the cold. Behind us, the station imploded. Ice folded inward like paper. A roar, not sound, but pressure, shook our bones. We drifted for hours. No rescue beacon. Batteries dead. Mara muttered equations, trying to calculate drift. I just stared back. The ice behind us moved, rose in a long ridge, followed. It's still following. If you're hearing this, somehow, I recorded it on the sat phone's last charge. Dumped to a dead drop server. Don't come looking. Don't drill north of 82 degree. The thing isn't angry. It's hungry and patient. It waited millennia in the dark. A few more years, or centuries, won't matter. The aurora is red now. Always red. And sometimes, when the wind dies, I hear it breathing under the hull.